Hook me up with them coffee questions, Paul.
Okay. I mean, there's one here that's what's your opinion on cold brew, which
Love it.
I think is pretty high.
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk with Serge.
Is it just is it cold brew is just like is it as good as coffee except if you don't want something hot?
Well, we'll go with a bit of an explanation as to why cold brew. Why not just take hot coffee and make it cold? Why go through this extra step? So typically what happens as coffee cools, it gets sour, it'll over-extract, or it'll just get bitter, it'll become really unpleasant, which is why a lot of iced coffee back in the day used to be very sugared. You'd have to put a ton of sugar or vanilla or caramel or something in there in order to not taste all the bitterness or the sourness that comes out of just like a cup of coffee that's just been sitting on the counter for a while. You drink, you're like, this is gross. Yeah. So with cold brew, what you're doing is you're typically over-extracting it. You're making a coffee concentrate, and it's going to go into that sour note, and it's just going to blast through it, like aggressively travel so far past through the sour and the over-extraction that it's going to come out at the other end as something completely different and very exciting. And so what they've done is they've created a new method of coffee that is intended to be had cold, which is the cold brew. Yeah. And so there's another way you can do like the Japanese ice pour over, which is a very pleasant way to get a very light cup of coffee, but it is sort of the easiest way to get a lot of cold coffee at once.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. So what do I think of it? I love it. I absolutely love it.
I remember actually asking you about this a while ago because I also quite enjoy cold brew coffee, and I don't really drink like regular coffee that much, but I do enjoy cold brew sometimes. And I remember asking you, like, is it dumb for me to ask, on a cold day, I kind of want cold, like, I like the taste of cold brew, but I kind of want it hot. Is that dumb?
Well, so that's interesting. The tea that we have from Jagasilk here is also very similar to a cold brew. It's a cold concentrate, and it tastes great hot. You can put an ounce or two in it. You can add cold water. You can add hot water to it, and it reheats fairly well. It seems odd that you would start with cold brew and then reheat it, but if you add an ounce or two to it and then put it over hot water, it should be fine.
So to change the coffee topic ever so briefly to answer Paul's question, you want it hot because it makes you sweat, which makes you cool off.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So in hot climates, people drink hot fluids and eat spicy food in order to increase that metabolism where you sweat a little bit, because that's a cooling mechanism. So the urge for the hot liquid is primordial.
Well, and it's also just like, I mean, there's also just the practical aspect of like if you're walking and you're like drinking, it's like, oh, this, I like the taste of this, but like my hand is frozen now. At least, with the coffee, you sort of, the idea, especially on a cold day, a coffee is like a tasty drink and also like a hand warmer. Is kind of the point of the operation.
I had a really bad idea when I was young. It was like a really cold day, but I really wanted a Slurpee, and I was like, if I have a cold drink and it's cold outside, I'll be fine, right?
Whereas I'm like, oh, it's actively snowing outside. I'm gonna go get a Frappuccino. Like, cold drink, cold day, don't care.
It doesn't melt very fast. That's nice. Yeah.
I just like to be cold all the time.
Could be a metabolism issue, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've got fans on blowing air into my apartment
just going
right now all the time.
Bad,
I like my apartment to be freezing.
Yeah, warm boy squad. Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
I think engineering might have prepared something.
Yeah, there was something
Joe was
flashing there.
There was something they were working on before there.
Pardon? All right.
And there's a non-zero chance that we're about to experience something.
Yeah. Non-zero.
Joe, what you got there?
I kind of want to leave it as a surprise for the next audio tech.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you want to leave it,
like
please.
I can give you a little sample of what one of these.
Get on your mic.
I don't actually know who's on next.
There's this lovely. Oh, it's hard to read on the camera, but this.
A little closer to your mic.
Folder.
Yeah.
And then it's do not use.
Yeah.
Seriously, and just don't.
Beautiful.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's the full song.
Is it actually?
What?
Oh my God!
There's another 3 minutes and 36 seconds.
Is there no way to stop it?
It's on press it again and it overlaps. So don't try.
There may be no way to stop it. It's a creepy doll song.
Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
And I'll cut it there for you.
Wow, that's something to look forward to in the future.
Well, the power gauntlet fell off, so Thanos no longer has the power to kill half of the volunteers. That's good to know.
We're safe.
Yay!
Brandon, were there any other coffee
yeah.
questions? Oh, there's more.
There's a question. I like this. Serge, what's the best coffee you're not drinking? as in the very popular North 100 bit.
Yeah. So there's a couple of coffees that I'm always on the lookout for that I would, as just if any place has it, I will order it hands down. But they're kind of rare, so I get a hang of it. The easy one that a lot of people are familiar with is anything with a geisha varietal.
Yeah.
So that is sort of the unicorn of the coffee industry right now. The most sought after coffee varietal. Varietal, if we're talking like wine, would be Pinot Grigio versus Pinot Noir. This is a particularly delicate but very complex one. So if I see one of those, I'm just like, yes, I don't care how much it costs. Give it to me, put it in me. I had like a $10 shot of espresso at a cafe in Vancouver because they had a geisha espresso as their 1-year celebration thing.
Oh, which one?
This was, it's in Gastown. It focuses...
Nemesis.
Nemesis,
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice, thank you. Yeah, I went there with Ian. I can't tell the rest of the story. Never mind. All right.
Mysterious.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Just Control R. Just
Thank
to
you.
refresh it.
The second thing that I'm always looking out for, and this is a bit more of a long walk. So there's a thing called the Cup of Excellence. Now, the Cup of Excellence is a program they created down in South America to bring more attention to really high quality coffees that are down there. So a bunch of different countries all participate in it. And they bring experts from all over the world to come down and taste and score these coffees. Mm-hmm. And so the Cup of Excellence isn't like the 10 best coffees or the 5 best coffees or anything like that. It is every coffee that has been put in there that has meet a certain cupping score and above. So rather than they could have a year where only like 5 or 6 qualify, they could have a year where 20 qualify. And they all get auctioned off. And so if you get some of the like high scoring top 5 Cup of Excellence coffees, it's some of the best coffees in the world. Now, that's exciting, but there are a number of places now that have a lot more buying power than North America when it comes to buying coffee, in particular Asia. They're able to pass the cost on to the consumer. A lot of people in North America is like, you want to charge me more than $2 for a cup of coffee? How dare you? And they launch into this righteous tirade about how coffee is the lifeblood of the hardworking people, and anything above that is absurd. In Asia, they'll be like, this is a really great coffee. It's going to be $15. And they're like, cool, I want this experience. And it's a no-brainer. So they can just outbid North American cafes for all the best coffee in the world, and nobody gets a chance to compete for that.
The price ceiling for like premium coffees
Yeah.
is just much higher.
Yeah.
People are willing to go up and up and up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's probably been 3 or 4 years since I've had a Cup of Excellence coffee, despite the fact that, as far as I know, they're continuing to do the Cup of Excellence every year.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I like that we have just
Excellence.
Sorry,
Excellent.
A
Excellent.
cup of excellence.
Yeah.
Our
My
chat has
coffee
frozen
experience
for
is
us,
In New
guys.
Mexico, they make coffee out of pine
You
nuts,
wanna-
Oh, that's okay.
Apparently,
and that's pretty good.
yeah.